You may ask yourself why. Why is it important to discover technology when it is clearly in front of us? Simply put, it is changing our lives. The idea we need to understand is this: what is it doing to us? This series will explore the advancements in technology and try to discover the ways technology has changed the way we live. From the cell phone, tablet, or computer you may be watching this on, to that self-checkout line you may have used the other day in order to avoid waiting in line for a cashier to help you. Technology is changing. It is important to understand this and realize the changes that are occurring in our lives. We need to take a step back and understand the value of technology, but also become informed of what it is doing to us on the grand scheme of things. This is technology. In a day and age where online shopping has exploded with nearly every business moving into the territory of online ordering, it's amazing that we still have the need for businesses outside of our basic necessities of food, water, and maintaining our appearance. With the advent of online ordering, it seems out of place to have a business without such a way to purchase products. Having an online presence is becoming a norm, and as such, businesses are creating ways to build on this presence, especially with sites like Facebook and Twitter allowing the ability to advertise deals in stores and online, and with the change of how products are distributed, such as video games being available digitally on their native consoles. Outside of the necessities, most programs don't even have a physical version that you get to hold anymore. With this change to online shopping, how does this affect the state of in-store shopping? We already have self-serve checkouts as a convenience for those shopping and have only a few items for purchase. How does this affect the need for cashiers as employees in businesses, especially with Amazon rolling out their new Go stores, but more on that later. I think with the advent of online ordering, we will see a decrease in the need for cashiers, but it won't be for a fairly long time. Retail stores still offer products that at the end of the day still need a form of human interaction in some capacity. Limits are set in place on self-checkout lines as to adjust and create a flow that allows customers to know where they need to be placed in the cash-out portion of their shopping trip. Once these restrictions are removed and more self-serve lines are implemented, then we may see a decrease and overall removal of cashiers entirely, which is what the Amazon Go stores are implementing into their practice. However, before we go into this, I'd like to share some words from a good friend of mine, Ryan. I asked him what his opinions on this topic are, and these are some of the key ideas that we discussed. Which is your preferred method of purchasing products? Do you prefer going in-store and dealing with a cashier? Do you like to go in-store and use a self-checkout line, or do you order things online all the time?
Now, what I prefer and what I normally do are two different things.
Okay.
I normally just go to the store, buy the stuff, and leave, because I live out in the middle of nowhere and ordering things online is unrealistic when the transportation costs are silly. Yeah. Besides that, though, I have used the self-checkout quite often. I am a fan of it. Mostly because then you don't have people asking you to donate to stuff and you feel awkward, things like that. So, to be honest, I think self-checkout's probably my favorite of the methods, because I actually still get a little bit of human interaction, but then I don't have to deal with the messy side of the human interaction.
Has there ever been a period in time where you worked as a cashier or worked in a position where you were helping customers with purchasing products?
Oh, yes, I have.
All right.
Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I have two stories, actually. One, I worked at A&W for like 2 days. It was a terrible 2 days. They shoved you on till and they're like, figure it out. And by the way, here's this 50 button long combination for seniors coffee. And by the way, it's morning rush. Have fun. So they just threw me in there, and I could not, like, it was just such a I definitely respect people who work in fast food restaurants now, especially at the till, because some of those tills are not very good. They're not structured correctly.
They're not user
Yeah.
interface friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, I did work at another grocery store. I was in the Chinese food department, and I worked the till. I worked the Chinese food, dipping it up, and then worked the till.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what store, Fairway Markets, but it was also one of those experiences that I didn't actually mind it too much.
Okay.
They actually had a system in place. It worked. I don't know if that answered your question at all. Or...
A little bit. Just
So what exactly did you want to hear, more or less?
It was just if you've ever had that experience where you've been on the end, where you've been dealing with a customer, rather than being the customer going shopping.
Yeah, so in other words, yes,
Yeah.
I have been on that end.
Okay, cool. So to go back to the self-checkout line thing,
Yeah.
do you think there's any reason to have cashiers anymore?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I think besides the people who look after the self-checkout booths, which are absolutely important, there are older people who just do not understand how those things work. But self-checkouts, and especially the new Amazon stores that are in Los Angeles, I'm sure you're probably going to go there sometime else. But with those advancements, it is less and less of a requirement to,
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of where I was going to go by the end of this thing, but you brought it up. And since you don't do online ordering, we can just skip right to that. The fact that they have these stores...
I do a little.
A little bit?
A little
Okay.
bit, but it's usually through Amazon.
Okay.
It's not like I go to a grocery store and I self-checkout from Thrifties or from Superstore or something like that and check it out and then get it shipped to my place. That's Amazon. I use that stuff all the time. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then do you use it, do you reserve, ordering off of Amazon for, foreign items or things that you can't normally find in store?
I use Amazon for finding I have Amazon Prime, so
Yeah.
I use it for anything I can't find in a physical store, and I also use it for larger purchases.
Okay.
Like for example, I bought one of those drawing tablets, and
Okay.
while you can find them around here, the selection is a lot larger online, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
And me getting it in 2 days instead of one really doesn't make that big of a difference. And it's always fun to unbox stuff. So
Yeah. Getting that package right at your doorstep, it's like, ooh, what present did I get myself today? Do you think that because of this method of store that they're coming out with, do you think that cashiers are in jeopardy of losing their jobs, given the way that purchasing items is changing because of those stores?
Some, yes. There's no way around it. There's going to be reduced volume of people that are going to be staffed as cashiers. That is if the Amazon stores start popping up all over the place. That probably won't be for a while, but when it does, yeah, there will be fewer cashiers hired. However, there will be more people on restocking, more people on customer satisfaction, things like that. So
Okay.
it's one of those things where even though you are eliminating some jobs, some have to be replaced in order to maintain what is replacing those things. Like, for example, how many more higher paying technical assistants are going to be on site to troubleshoot if the cameras that record your every move make an error or something like that, right?
Okay. I never considered that, actually, thinking about it, because one of the big things that I was worried, going into this, that was not necessarily a worry, but one of the main focuses was the fact that it's a technology that's evolving, and it's a technology of us, of humans, and now we're losing a job that is designed specifically for humans so that there's no mistakes, right?
One of the key ideas I wanted to focus on was that of the Amazon Go shopping centers. Amazon as a company primarily focuses on online shopping and building a community around the idea of selling products to those around the world. Amazon as a business, however, has been expanding since their inception with the creation of the Amazon bookstore and now the Amazon Go shopping center. The following is a clip that goes into detail on how these stores work.
Amazon Go, a new concept grocery store that allows you to walk in, grab what you need, or maybe some things you don't, and walk right out without any pesky human interaction. And to be clear, it isn't just a glorified place for you to pick up things you've already ordered like we've seen with Amazon's locker system. The only pre-visit setup is to download the Amazon Go app on your phone and link it to your Amazon account. When you walk inside, you'll scan your phone against a turnstile, and when you're all done shopping, you just walk out. Amazon has even put up signs everywhere saying this exact thing, turning "just walk out" into a slogan to sell customers on its simplicity. But how exactly is it keeping track of what you buy? Well, some of the inventory control features are fairly obvious, like weight sensors under the products, kind of like what you see in an overpriced hotel minibar that can detect when a box of cashews has been lifted off of them. But unlike that system, Amazon's is smart enough that it won't charge you if you put it back. But much of the real magic actually happens above you, so if you look up in the rafters, you'll see an array of hundreds of cameras and sensors not only keeping an eye on things, but feeding information about customers moving around the store to servers that use machine learning to determine exactly what you've put inside your shopping bag or your backpack or whatever. Now, aside from saying that they don't use facial recognition in this process, and that some products are tagged with special patterns that help the cameras pick them out, Amazon has been relatively tight-lipped about exactly how this process works, which makes it either a little magical or a little creepy depending on your perspective. One thing we have seen, though, is that it does appear that profiling a customer's body shape and size is part of this special sauce, as one of the issues that Amazon's engineer tangled with prior to launch was the system mistaking one customer for another if they looked physically similar. Now, these little imperfections mean that Amazon staffers are still supervising all of this automation. Plus, they need a surprisingly large number of human employees at the store to help customers prepare ready-to-eat meals and check IDs for those of you who want to partake in adult libations. Apparently, the state of Washington hasn't decided it's ready to trust computers to keep Smirnoff Ice out of the hands of unsuspecting college bros.
One crucial aspect of shopping is that human interaction you get from the experience. Even with Amazon Go removing the need for cashiers, there are still employees around to assist customers and in a way have evolved as a role of a cashier. They have an understanding of how the store works and assist customers in their purchasing. While they don't handle money, they provide services to make sure the customers leave with an experience that makes them want to come back again. This in turn creates a new job that replaces the cashier as an employee. While I don't see other businesses doing this in the near future, it is possible that it can happen, essentially replacing the need for human interaction.
You'll never see it coming.